The world's top UI designers use just 7 principles to create interfaces that generate millions. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the 7 core principles that separate amateur UI designers from the pros. I've spent 2 decades in the design industry, working with major companies and well-known brands, and I've distilled everything I've learned into these 7 key principles. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up your UI design skills, these principles will transform the way you approach interface design. By the end of this video, you'll have a professional level toolkit that you can apply immediately to your next project. Let's decode the secrets of UI design mastery together. Did you know that a single animation can double your app's user retention? Microinteractions are the subtle animations and feedback in user interfaces. They are crucial for usability, simulating a real-world experience or creating an easily understandable digital world. Let's look at an example from iPad. These animations aren't just for show. They help our brains understand where elements come from and where they go. It's like creating a mental map of the app. Microinteractions have become even more important in the last decade for 2 reasons. The shift away from skeuomorphism. It was realistic design close to physical objects, and the rise of touch interfaces. Remember, simplifying one aspect often means we need to add complexity elsewhere. That's where microinteractions come in, making digital interactions feel more natural and intuitive. But it is not universal. There is a trend that has been a rule for designers for over 100 years. Typography. Typography is arguably one of the most critical elements in UI design. It's not just about choosing pretty fonts, it's about effective communication. When selecting fonts, start with your priority, emotional impact or readability. Choose one perfect font for either your headlines or body text, then find a complementary font. For foolproof font pairing, consider these 4 characteristics: serifs, aperture, contrast, proportions. Look for fonts with similar proportions and apertures, but different contrasts or serifs. This simplification will help you find great combinations quickly. Remember, font choice is also about responsibility. Some typefaces may be unreadable for certain users, so always consider accessibility. Imagine losing 20% of your users overnight. That's what happens when you ignore accessibility. Accessibility isn't just a nice to have. In many countries, it's a legal requirement. But beyond that, it's our responsibility as designers to create interfaces that everyone can use. Follow WCAG guidelines and use tools like Lighthouse to audit your designs for accessibility. Remember, disabilities aren't just physical. Mental conditions also affect how users interact with your interface. This is where our next principle comes in handy. Want to know the one trick game designers use to keep players hooked for hours? And I'm not talking about dopamine loops, which Ubisoft used to make me spend 50 hours on the latest Far Cry. Juice refers to the emotional satisfaction users get from interacting with an interface. It's a concept borrowed from video games, but it's incredibly effective in UI design. Juice can be anything from micro-interactions to fun 404 pages or Easter eggs like the dinosaur game in Google Chrome. As we increase the juice, notice how the interface becomes more engaging. But remember, too much juice can be distracting. Use it to enhance, not overshadow, core functionality. What if I told you that thinking too much could actually hurt your designs? This might sound counterintuitive, but it's crucial to separate your design process into distinct phases. When you're in the creative design phase, stop yourself from thinking about information architecture, user scenarios, or engineering constraints. One great tool for this is brainstorming. Generate ideas without limiting yourself. This leads us to our next principle. But before I want to ask you, did you know that quantity leads to quality in design? What's the best way to design a card component? Is it better to spend an hour perfecting one design or to sketch 5 different concepts in that same hour and choose the best one? Research shows that the second approach almost always yields better results. As a designer, your job is to generate multiple concepts and then curate them. Let's move to last one. This one rule can make or break your entire design. Miss it and nothing else matters. The rule of proximity states that objects placed close together are perceived as related. All internal spacing should be equal to or less than external spacing. This rule might seem simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You can break all the other rules and still have a decent design if you follow this one. But break this rule and even the most beautiful design will feel off. This rule is not as concise as the others, so watch our video essay to master it once and for all.